Test. Hello. We're
Hi.
here. We're live. Wow. What day of the week is it? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I don't even know anymore.
All my days are blurring together too.
Well, I have like a regular job now, so I should know the days of the week. Because they're not.
Yeah, you
you
more
know what I
than
mean? Like,
before.
they're not, they're not getting like thrown around anymore. So, well, shoulda, but I don't. Let's see what we're doing today. Let me open up the good old file. There she is. Let's see. Okay, that's not working.
What the hell?
You know what updated and works a little better so far that I've noticed?
What?
Streamlabs.
Oh yeah.
I just like ran an updater. Like when thank God I turned it on early. Because it was like, we're updating, downloading new package. And I'm like, oh,
Deal with it.
good. I
Okay.
don't need it this very second. But when I went to go put in these inputs, the cameras, I don't know if you remember, like they don't work right off the bat. You have to deactivate them as inputs, reactivate them, or unplug them and re-plug them in. Worked right off the bat. It took me by surprise.
Wow.
So I guess things are looking up for Streamlabs. Also, you can now stream from this to TikTok. TikTok Live.
Oh.
So, like right before we started, I was like, I wonder if I can figure this out in 5 minutes. I
Was it a little more complicated
signed
than
in. Yeah, you have to apply.
that? Oh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Did
So,
you
yeah.
apply?
No, that's when I was like, I don't have time for this. I lied. I never had time for this. I'm stupid.
Whoa.
So, but anyway, yeah, that's what I was doing while I was also fucking with Blake's
Oh.
live. I was like,
Yeah.
you know, he comes in here all the fucking time and throws us for a loop. I'm gonna do that to him.
I did the same thing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think mine worked.
I think they were just confused.
I was hoping they'd crack.
They're just like,
Anyway.
"What are you saying?" And then ignored you.
Mostly nonsense. I was cracking myself up. But maybe I'm an idiot. Okay. Well. Let's see. We are live on all platforms except for TikTok. 14 minutes. Let's check our Discord. Yep, there we are. You can even click on here. Oh, you can. What happens if I do this? Probably takes me straight to Twitch.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with the news. Let's get things kicked off. Where's the fucking button? Oh, this button. Okay. Boom. Welcome to news from the Phantom Zone, where we bring you some of what happened this week in the movie world. Sometimes some of the things. My name's Arnaldo. I'm your host, and I'm joined by
Birdo.
you know who we are. You're here on Patreon. Welcome. Or you're here on Twitch because we record these live as a warm up for whatever else we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, I actually have been forgetting to tell you this. It's not news, but it's news to me.
Okay.
It's actually not even news to me. It's been a year and I haven't like told you about this.
What the hell?
We need to go across town. This is in Orlando.
Okay.
There is. I need to look into it more. Maybe I'll do that right now. There is a Pizza Hut. Do you know about this?
No.
There's a standalone Pizza Hut, not like with seating, like a dine-in Pizza
Like
Hut.
the old Pizza Hut.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's not an old Pizza Hut. It's a brand new Pizza Hut. It's been there at least for a year because that was when I first drove past it.
Okay.
And I did a triple take because on the door, like it had like words on the building and it says like, you know, Pizza Hut, pizza, wings, beer at a dine-in Pizza Hut.
Interesting. It's probably like Bud Light, but
I don't care. It's a fascinating thing. It's an oddity, and hold on, I need to look into this.
it's definitely something to visit because it's like you don't see that anymore.
But it's crazy because it's not like an old Pizza Hut that survived. It's new.
Interesting.
So like, and I keep on because I'm always driving, so I can't look it up.
Mhm.
Every time I see it, it's on the west side of town. It's very far from here.
Oh.
But I mean, it's like 25 minutes. It's not that bad. But I want to know why
Why it exists?
Yeah, I want to know what the deal is. I can't find anything about it on.
Is it on? It's not on International Drive, is it?
No.
Okay.
Wait, yeah. I'm going to go to locations.pizzahut.com. And then I'm going to go to... Wait, I'm in the wrong place.
Apparently, there's still a dine-in Pizza Hut in St. Cloud that's been there for 40 years.
Oh, wow. We should... You know what? We should try multiple. We should try several of these. Okay.
Huh.
Give me more locate. Where do I get more locations, Pizza Hut? Okay. I'm just going to go to maps. And I'm going to go to that area. I'm going to
try to find
Pizza
it.
Hut. Oh, fuck. I'm in Hawaii. That did not go well. Okay. This is where it is. Type in Pizza
Is it by Disney
Hut.
Springs?
No.
Oh.
Look in this. Oh, fuck. Did this thing where does this ever happen to you? Does this ever happen to you? Where you look for something far, like not near here, and it takes you back here.
Yep.
Apparently it's just like a glitch. Fuck, it's doing it again. God damn it. And you can just you have to restart your phone to fix it. Pizza Hut. Okay, perfect. That's the one. Aha. This person says, in my humble opinion, this is probably the best. Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Open up Yelp.
Oh, so you found it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Best Pizza Hut in Orlando. I drove 25 minutes to this pizza. Yeah, we were about to do this. To this Pizza Hut due to all the positive reviews. Ordered blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of seating, so you can dine in if you want to. So there's no servers. But it's...
Oh, because old Pizza Huts had servers and stuff.
Yeah, it was like a whole dine-in experience.
It was like a pizzeria.
Yeah. But this pizza, it's like it's a full-size building. It's like the size of a McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
So there is seating inside. Highly recommend. You want to hear this 4-star review?
Sure.
Spend your money here if you like getting the wrong order delivered in the slowest possible time, and then spending the next half hour calling the store for help and getting hung up on twice, having to call corporate to file a complaint, and then finally you get to have the store call you back apologizing and offering you store credit for your next order. Then this is the place for you. They put 4 stars.
That's confusing.
I'm not sure they know that that's a good thing. Anyway, here, I'm going to show you.
Maybe they thought like the word was more important than the rating, so they put a high rating to be more visible. Maybe. I don't know.
They have Goose Island IPA. We're going here. Look.
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah. It's like
it looks very modern.
It's like a brand new.
Huh.
Look.
Whoa.
And they have beer on tap.
They have a fucking... They straight up have a bar.
They have a bar.
What do you do? Order a whole pie? Eat at the bar?
Well, that's the thing. Like, they don't have I guess it's you don't. Oh, they have French fries.
Huh. That's so weird.
It's just like it's like if Pizza Hut was in a roundabout way reinventing their original concept. It's like they had amnesia, and they're like, it'd be great if you could sit
eat here.
Yeah, and we make the ambience kind of fun and
what if we had a salad bar?
Carefree. Yeah, like a
and
salad.
Servers?
And
what if we were a restaurant?
And TVs and fun paraphernalia on the walls and shit, you know?
Honestly, I'm fine even without the servers. Just ordering a pizza and just sitting down and eating, that's fine. That's still... It's not the same, but it's still cool.
No, it's basically like a Taco Bell cantina, right? Only hopefully nicer, because... Anyway.
They were nice to me. But I also didn't walk up there trying to order. I ordered my food.
I'm so sorry that I walked up to the cash register that says order here, and
they were like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah. So fucking sorry. Look,
they were nice to me. They were even like, "Oh, the potatoes in the taco are hot. Be careful."
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, thanks."
They stared at me.
Thanks, man.
And no one was like, "Hey, like, should we talk to this guy who's clearly waiting on us?" None of them. Anyway, let's get going on regular news. We'll update you guys on the whole Pizza Hut situation.
It'd be cool to do.
We're gonna do it. Maybe like when are you off? Like I want to do this soon. I've been thinking about it for like
till next week.
Okay, well, I've been thinking about this for like a year. Because the first time I saw it was like a year ago. Because I had to take a random exit over there, and I was like, you know what? Let me get gas while I'm here. And I drove right past, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
I am a mid tomorrow, so at night I'll be free. But mids are kind of iffy on when I get out.
This week is kind of fucked for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But
we'll wait till next week and figure that out then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I open Thursday, but
we'll come back. We'll come back here, you guys, and update you guys on the pizza situation.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Bo Williams will co-write Dawn of the Jedi. It should be noted that like that's not the official title that we know of.
Okay.
But it is the Star Wars movie that is, I guess, co-written and directed by James Mangold.
Well, it's the one that was supposed to be made by the Game of Thrones guys.
Oh, is that this one?
They were
okay.
They were planning on doing a movie about the first Jedi.
Right. Okay, so that's what this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh yes, I actually did want to finish that cookie. You can have a bite, and then just.
There's only a bite left. It's crap.
I finished mine today.
Maybe I didn't get any though.
I know. I just asked. I was asking if you were like, "Oh no, have it." I'd have it. But if you want it, I'll save it.
I do want it, but I don't want you to be depressed about it.
No.
Have a bite.
Like
have a small bite and bring me the rest.
No, I don't want it. I already had a small bite.
So then why'd you come here and ask?
I feel like if you really wanted sweets, you could always go get some.
Exactly. Yeah, because I can have sweets.
Oh, can you just bring me the cookie?
Yeah, I think that'd be best for both of us.
Yeah. Okay. I have to cut all this out.
No, that's good bloopers.
Anyway,
I want you to show the stream how much is left.
It doesn't sound like there's a lot left in there.
You can hear it.
no, because you had some of this, didn't you?
A teensy nibble.
No, before today, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Exactly, because when I opened it, I remember there being like half a cookie in here.
There was never half a cookie in there.
Okay, well.
There wasn't even half a cookie when you bought it.
Alright.
That's the whole thing?
That's what's left of it.
Jesus, that is like a bite.
I know.
Go to
What?
Night Owl Cookies. They're open till 2.
Well, now you want cookie?
No.
I told you you can have some.
No, this is the problem. This is what I was afraid of. My no sugar thing still stands. I'm only gonna have sweets like that on special.
Okay.
I don't need it. I don't want it. It's already like 9 o'clock at night.
Just make some popcorn.
I'm not even hungry.
Oh.
I might just make some more club soda. So lame.
Hey, actually, slice up that watermelon. Slice up that pineapple.
Oh, it sounds like a lot of work. Sorry, I have to paint.
It's the perfect sweet thing.
No, I don't need anything. I'm good. I was just wondering.
We also have 3 mangoes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
mangoes are real good.
I gotta slice those up.
Okay.
Mangoes are real good and
Alright.
real sweet.
Well, anyway, this is going well. Williams is joining Mango to write the script for the project that will trace the origins of the Force and be set 25,000 years before any of the timelines and stories told by the movies and shows so far.
Oh, so it's like way like the beginning, the dawn,
It's
if
the-
you will.
It's the way past.
Way past.
Dawn of the Jedi, which is a working title, was first unveiled almost exactly 1 year ago at the last Star Wars celebration. Blah, 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 blah. It should be noted this guy was also a writer on Andor. He wrote,
the best written Star Wars thing ever.
right.
Yeah.
And he wrote the One Way Out arc.
Oh, the best arc in the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also wrote the monologue by Luthen.
Oh, so he writes good dialogue too. That's good.
Yeah.
That's all of this is good signs.
Right, yeah. This is great news. This is the guy in the this is why I picked that for the poster.
Oh yeah, I was like, why is Luthen there?
Hmm.
He's not in Dawn of the Jedi.
Because those are his lines.
Oh.
Anyway. I'm eating a fucking cookie on the news. This is so unprofessional. Let's move on.
I'm drinking a beer.
Yeah, but we always do that. Transformers and G.I. Joe are officially crossing over. I think that's all we know. I don't think there's a title.
We kind of knew that based on the ending of the last movie, but now it's officially announced.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's still set in that 90s period.
Probably. I hope so, because I'm liking it.
Yeah. I kind of hope it like more official. I mean, I guess the last one was like officially breaking canon away from the original
in like
series,
small
right?
ways, yeah.
But
Yeah, because
like,
Bumblebee was still kind of like
right, like it could be in or it couldn't be.
yeah. This seems like they're committing to a new universe, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
Oh, I'm so happy about it. But no, but I think like the producers are still saying like, oh, it's all one big thing or whatever. So I don't know.
They might have to do a lot of
Retcon?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that.
if
But
that's the case.
by
but-
all means, let's have some crossover. G.I. Joe is on our list, all those movies.
Mhm.
My understanding is none of them are good.
I saw the first one when it came out when I was young, and I thought it was okay. I heard the second one is horrible.
And then there was Snake Eyes that came out like just a couple years ago.
And nobody watched it. So I don't
Like-
even know if it was good or not because nobody watched it.
That movie just came and went.
Yeah, no, I heard nothing about. I was like, I saw like one trailer for it. I didn't even know it came out.
I saw a trailer and then
And
I
I was
saw,
like, oh, Snake Eyes was a financial disappointment. I was like,
yeah,
oh, it was out?
that's exactly what I did. I was like, oh, that was a movie.
Because I probably would have watched it if I knew it was in theaters.
And it wasn't like also not related to the previous two.
I
Like,
don't think it
just
was
like a standalone
I'm not sure though.
thing. I don't mean either.
I did zero research.
We'll watch G.I. Joe for when this movie comes out.
Yeah, we'll talk
So.
all about Channing Tatum and
Mm-hmm. Who else is in that?
The Rock is in the second one. We can
It's
talk
like-
about Dwayne Johnson.
It's like John Travolta in one of them. What am I thinking? It's not John Travolta. It's
Not
someone
John-
else though.
Definitely not John Travolta.
I want to cancel
John Travolta
so
was
bad.
in The Punisher.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe when Daredevil
Daredevil?
comes out, because we did all the Daredevils.
All one of them.
Well,
And Elektra.
And Elektra. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So we could do a Punisher for
True.
the new season because he's in it. He's back.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
what? How many Punisher movies are there? 3?
3.
Okay.
2.
I thought
3.
there was 3. There's
Sorry.
one that nobody's heard of.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the other 2.
Uh-huh. Wow. Anyway, I'm down for this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So the new Avatar: The Last Airbender movie is been titled Aang: The Last Airbender. And there has been some casting news.
And this is the animated movie from Avatar Studios, right?
Right.
Is this the first thing that they're releasing?
Yeah, it comes out this year. Comes out in like 6 months.
It comes out this year?
It comes out in 6 months.
Oh, I thought it was.
October 10th of this year.
I thought it was.
My bad. October 10th of next year.
Okay, I was like, hang on. Whoa.
Comes out in 18 months from now. I think something comes out this year, though, doesn't it? I guess maybe not.
I don't think anything that's recently announced comes out this year.
They have another thing that's probably going to be the next Avatar, like after Korra. It's going to be an Earthbender.
Is that? I mean, yeah, it would
So
have
it's
to
like
be an Earthbender.
Yeah,
but-
so it's like the far future.
okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a show, I assume, though.
I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, and then this movie in October of 2025. Yeah, so my bad. What do you think about the title?
I mean, it's not my favorite title. It's a little derivative.
I think it's bad. I don't like it at all. Because it's the exact same thing. Like it's
You
swapped out-
replaced Avatar with Aang.
and that's the same person.
Yeah.
Like at least right now, as long as Aang is alive, he's the Avatar. So it's just you didn't do anything.
I guess they couldn't call it The Legend of Aang because the show was already called The Legend of Aang somewhere, but I think
you
that
could-
would have been a good title.
I think you could call it literally anything you wanted to. I think maybe it's possible that they wouldn't be able to call it Avatar in any way. I think maybe the word Avatar would not.
But they're Avatar
because-
Studios.
No, I understand that. But the last time they kind of butted heads with James Cameron and Avatar. It was like they couldn't release a movie also titled Avatar, right? And then that's why we got The Last Airbender.
Fucking James Cameron, get off your own dick.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
People are not going to be. Well, people.
They're not going to be confused.
Well, they kind of already are, though. When you say Avatar, you're like, oh, are you talking about the blue people?
Okay, but when you're
or
buying a
the-
ticket and you see the poster in front of you, are you really going to be confused about which one it is?
Oh, no.
That being said, this is coming out very close to the next Avatar movie. So
Is the next Avatar movie coming that soon?
it's like
It's not another 10 years?
It's like December 2025. I
Oh,
think.
shit.
So they'll be like a month or so apart.
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that'll be interesting, and I guess that's probably why they couldn't call it Avatar or anything. But even then, it's like you could say Legend of Aang. You could say like I don't know, Aang and his buddies do something like whatever. Like come up with
The Boomerang Gang.
come up with like a good title having to do with whatever this is, because the Last Airbender already happened. Like he's no longer the Last Airbender because we already know he's the Last Airbender.
I think
you know what I mean?
is a good title with like some sort of subtitle.
Yes.
But the Last Airbender we've already used that.
That's right.
We already know he's the Last Airbender.
Yeah, so it's not a revelation anymore. It's like, oh,
Right.
this is the Last Airbender. Yeah, no, we know. Like we've known for 20 years he's the Last Airbender.
What about Aang,
We also
the
know-
second to last Airbender?
We also know other Airbenders that come in the future. So like this
Yeah.
is meaningless at this point. I don't like the title. I'm excited for it, but like I just think it's a bad title, and it's not too late to change it, you guys.
Yeah, this could still be a working title.
Yeah. But biggest cast news is Dave Bautista will be voicing the villain.
Interesting.
It is interesting because also I feel like there are already like 3 characters that sound like Dave Bautista in the Avatar universe. One being Zahir.
Who was voiced by, I think, the vocalist of like a metal band or something.
Oh, was he really?
I think so. I remember reading that somewhere. I was like, that's very interesting.
But do you know what I mean? Didn't Anon also kind of sound like that? Like they all kind of have similar sounding voices.
Yeah.
So
Let me see. Yeah, the singer for the band Black Flag, Henry Rollins, was the voice of Zahir.
okay.
So, they're a punk band.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love Dave Bautista though. I'm not saying
I like
It's
him
a
too,
bad
and
thing.
I want him to get more work because I do think he's one of the few wrestlers turned actors that's actually doing a good job with the acting part. Him and John Cena.
I was going to say John Cena.
Yeah.
I love John Cena.
But everybody else that's tried to go from wrestling to acting,
Yeah.
yeah.
The more I see of John Cena, the more I'm like, yeah, this guy's kind
John Cena's improved a lot.
I'm like, this guy's kind of relatable.
Since The Marine. Have you seen The Marine?
No.
The first movie he was in? It's not great.
I don't just mean like acting. I just mean like he just seems like a really fun guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But anyway, all other casting news is Eric Nam as Aang. They're gonna be adults at this point, so it's gonna be kind of
Right.
maybe like a good 15 years after the last time we saw them. Dion Kwan as Toph, Jessica Matin as Katara, Roman Zaragoza as Sokka, and Dante Basco as Fire Lord Zuko. So obviously the only returning cast member is Dante Basco.
Didn't Dante Bosco not even voice Zuko and Korra?
No, because he's all old and shit.
Yeah.
He voiced his
voiced-
grandson.
Yeah.
Iroh, General Iroh. Or was he like commander? Was he a general?
I think he was a general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. No, did he voice Iroh?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
yeah,
did.
Yeah. He did, because there was another Zuko grandson, wasn't there? Wasn't there 2 of them?
There was a granddaughter.
I don't remember any of this anymore.
His granddaughter was the Fire Lord.
Okay, well, there was like 2 great grandchildren, I think. Then Iroh's one of them, and I thought there was another one.
I don't remember another
I
one.
don't remember any of this. Anyway,
Yeah, that's all like that's like book 2 and 3 stuff. Yeah.
so for this new movie cast, basically they wanted a more diverse cast. So a lot of these actors are close to the ethnicities, and the girl playing Toph, Deanna Kwan, is actually blind.
That's cool, but I don't see how that adds to the voice acting part of it.
Yeah. Look, I'm
It's one of those things where like, yeah, cool, but
yeah, cool.
okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this because it's like on the one hand, I just it's a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news. Like, it would have been nice to have the whole returning cast.
Mm-hmm.
The ones I can, like, I don't think they would have gotten Zachary what his name is.
Tyler, I don't think he does anything anymore.
I think half of those people, maybe not half, but some of them aren't acting anymore. I looked at some of them. I know
Katara still acts.
Katara and Sokka and Toph and
Yeah.
and
Actually,
Dante Bosco. I think it's pretty much just
it's just Sokka and Aang, right? I don't think
Sokka was
does
in
Jack DeSena still do anything?
Well, I don't know, but he was in that Netflix show not that long ago. The
Which-
Dragon Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He voices like the main character in that, right?
Yeah, he's the main character in that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I
think from the same creators too.
I definitely
from
looked
Avatar.
up someone who was retired. It might have been Aang. Also, he was like a boy. No, well, I guess I could. Still
I mean,
work out.
not anymore.
Well, no.
It's been like 20 years.
Right, but like the character also grew up, so it's like, oh, that kind of adds up.
Right.
But yeah,
No,
like
it would have been nice if they could
Yeah.
if they could have brought them back. But I understand trying to do more diverse casting. But it's also weird when it's already established characters with an established voice.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
So it's 50-50 on that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it done a million times where like they recast voice actors, and you're like, all right,
Right.
whatever. Sometimes it's hit, sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. It's like
I feel like
Imagine-
most of the time it's a miss though, because
I'm just thinking about
most of the
Scoob.
time you can tell. You're thinking about what?
Scoob.
Oh, ugh.
They could have just had like, what's his face, who took over for Casey Kasem after the show, after the movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The guy from Scream.
yeah, the guy that played him in live action,
Yeah. After
Matthew Lillard.
he started doing the cartoon after live action.
He
And-
basically became Shaggy.
Yeah, he became Shaggy like permanently up until Scoob. He didn't do Scoob, although he still does Shaggy and other things.
like the little direct-to-video movies. And stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff,
Yeah.
which is going strong apparently. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
why are the
Sometimes
direct-to-video
they-
movies the best Scooby-Doo
Yeah, right.
content, but the theatrical ones kind of suck?
yeah. Anyway, look, I'm kind of halfway on both of these pieces of news for this thing, but I'm in an Avatar rewatch right now. I'm loving it, and so I'm still hype, and I'll give it a shot. Obviously, we're gonna see it. So, moving on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin just greenlit a live-action R-rated film.
That's exciting, but also interesting that they're doing live action.
This might be the most surprising piece of news I've heard in a long time. When it comes to like movies, you know,
Because will this still technically be a Nickelodeon movie?
it's on Paramount. Yeah, it's developed by Paramount. I don't know if it's gonna
It
have
won't be Nickelodeon Pictures.
They won't put the banner on it. No, there's gonna be murdering in this.
Did you see this unrelated but somewhat related? It was announced that the next SpongeBob movie will feature nudity.
What is a SpongeBob?
I don't know what that consists of. I don't know if they're just being funny because like SpongeBob's naked a lot in the show, but
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
show
yeah.
anything. So
because he's a fucking sponge.
right. So it's like just speaking of Nickelodeon and potentially
And whatever this is.
R-rated things.
This is incredibly exciting. Have done well. I
I
think.
still have not read the comic. I'm
I haven't
actually
either.
about to order it off of Amazon. It's like
Yeah.
$16.
I want to actually read it because it hasn't been spoiled for me.
It hasn't been spoiled for me either, so
So
I don't know which turtle
yeah.
it is yet.
So, right. So if you don't know, Last Ronin is a comic published by IDW who's doing the main run for Ninja Turtles right now.
I'm gonna order it right
And-
now. Actually,
Oh, okay. And basically, it's set in the like way future. It's like basically post-apocalyptic. Shredder won, and he murdered Splinter and all but one Ninja Turtle. So everybody's dead except for one turtle. It's such a like. Oh, and you don't know who the turtle is because he doesn't have any of his identifying features. He's not talking to anybody.
he has all of the weapons.
He's carrying all the weapons. He's
Yeah.
carrying all his brother's stuff, right? And there obviously like there's no like voice in it, so you can't like deduce who it is. But that's kind of where I have a bit of a concern here because it's like, how do you play this character without giving away, like in live action, which of the four turtles it is?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not just written script. Like someone's gonna have to like play. And like I can see let's say for argument's sake, it's Michelangelo. I don't know who it is. So if it is Michelangelo, I'm just taking a wild guess at it. Like Michelangelo, you would recognize his voice no matter who plays him. They're playing him the same exact way. You know, he's a lovable goofball character.
Yeah, I ordered it.
Okay. So how like in the event that like all his brothers die, all of those kind of mannerisms are out the window anyway, and he's just depressed.
Right.
But it's like I feel like you might still, I don't know. Like it'd be interesting to see how they pull it off.
Yeah, and like on top of like this movie coming out, it was also announced a while ago that there was a game coming out, a rated M
that's right.
game.
Yeah. That's
It was
exciting.
supposedly going to be done in the style of the newer God of War games,
Okay.
which are very cinematic. So that'd be kind of cool.
So let's see. Paramount developing. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, Walter Hamada being involved is a little.
Look, just because he butchered the DC,
just because he butchered this other comic book property,
just because he couldn't manage the DC universe, doesn't mean I don't know. Like I'm not. He's a producer at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Right, but
like it's not like he's a
can fuck
director.
things up.
No, absolutely can. But he's producing it through his 18 Hertz production company, which is signaling that this might fall under the horror genre,
or maybe not necessarily horror. It might be like what Disney does with Miramax.
Right. It's
where
just
it's mature
dark.
content.
Yeah. I look at the end of the day. I think this is Tyler Burton Smith will be co-writing. Oh no, sorry, he's writing. He's the co-writer of Boy Kills World and the 2019 Child's Play movie.
2019 Child's Play was okay.
It was all right.
The original's way better, but
okay. That's the one with Mark Hamill in it. He plays.
He's Chucky.
He's Chucky. Yeah. Look, I think this is good because it's something wildly different. This is a children's property at heart. So to me, it's a little out there for the company to be like, yeah, make something.
Yeah, but remember, it didn't start off as a children's property.
Well, no, but it's been
So
this way since the 80s.
In a weird way, though, it's almost like this is like going back to like the actual roots of the. It's weird because it was originally conceived as like a. We talked about this in our Ninja Turtles episode, but it was like a parody of Daredevil, and it was
and X-Men
and X-Men, but it was like very dark and gritty and bloody, and then it became a popular children's cartoon.
Yeah. I listened to a podcast with one of these guys, either Kevin Eastman or the other one, Peter Laird. I don't remember who.
Laird's the one that's still involved, right?
I think it's Eastman actually.
Oh, okay. Laird kind of got hands off with it.
Anyway, I don't remember.
Okay.
But Eastman, whoever's still involved, is the one who wrote Last Ronin. Anyway,
I think it's Laird. I think I see it on there.
No, it says Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. It says both of them. Maybe they're both involved again.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe, or maybe they both came back for that.
Yeah. But here's my take. If it's gonna be live action, make it a sequel to the 90s movies. Why not?
It'd make the most sense to do that. It'd probably have the most emotional gut punch.
That's
too,
what I'm saying.
Knowing that those turtles are dead.
That's the whole point of like Last Ronin.
But are they gonna use the costumes?
Use
again?
the costumes with like some CGI enhancements. You know.
I was gonna say I don't like a story that dark and serious, but them walking around that costume, it'd look a little silly.
No. Okay, I like make it CGI enhanced.
Okay,
you know, but make it so like in a still frame,
in that style.
In a still frame, it looks like that same.
Yeah,
it's the same design.
CGI, but that design I'm fine with. Don't give them noses.
No, never, never. But no, because like the Last Ronin comic works because it's a tie-in to the established IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles run. So you bring in that nostalgia, and it's an immediate gut punch, like you say.
It's like an Old Man Logan type
exactly.
thing.
If as a standalone movie, you don't get as much because it's like, oh, we're not talking about any specific Ninja Turtles. We're talking about the kind of generic Ninja Turtles that you know from the 10 iterations that have come before it. But if you attach it to one specific iteration, the emotional attachments there. Yes. Yeah. We're not going to make a sequel to those old movies.
Yeah, TMNT was the last one.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking do this instead where 3 of them are dead.
That could be good.
And like when you do the flashbacks, I don't know if there's flashbacks, and I'm making a lot of assumptions.
Go do flashbacks to the animated movie.
No, to the ones from the first 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God, that's what they need to do. But I love this idea. Go crazy for it. And we also talked about Ninja Turtles a lot because we've covered.
I guess they're not teenagers anymore, huh?
I guess not in this. We've covered like 5 Ninja Turtle things, all said and done.
Yeah, we still haven't done Out of the Shadows.
Yeah. We did 3 movies, 4 movies, 5 movies, and a review for the other thing. Mm-hmm. So 6 Ninja Turtles. We've done a lot of Ninja Turtles things. So and we've talked a lot about how like every iteration is mostly the same but slightly different. There've been you've already done the same thing so many times. When are you gonna do something slightly different? You know, like this is it, or wildly different even.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
It's exciting news. No release date though, right?
No.
Okay. They're probably not even in pre-production
This is the earliest thing, yeah. Deadpool is promising a even grosser popcorn bucket than any popcorn bucket that's come before it.
So who's going to be making it? Because AMC came out and said they would not have made the Dune popcorn bucket if it knew it'd get the response it got.
Okay. I read that article and that interview, and I only half believe it. Like, I believe that. So like,
I believe that they didn't know it was going to get that reaction.
Yes, I believe they're stupid. But I also believe that I don't believe that they regret it at all.
No, they're probably like, this is fucking great. We've sold more popcorn buckets than we ever sold before.
Yeah. And like I don't think you can make an argument that the popcorn bucket going viral really,
because everybody wants to fuck it.
Right. Really like push ticket sales for the movie significantly.
The movie was selling no matter what. It pushed concession sales, which is how the theater makes money.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it benefits the theater more than anybody else.
Yeah.
But it's so Kevin Feige goes on CinemaCon, and first of all, he like cursed on stage because he said this movie's fucking awesome, and I can say that because it's an R-rated movie.
Is that the first time he's cursed in public?
Yeah, he's very well behaved. He's very professional.
Which means that probably sounded really weird because it was like rehearsed.
Yeah. It was. It wasn't. Yeah. But no, he seems very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. And he said that some movies unintentionally make a fuck, how do you word it? It was so polite. A crass popcorn bucket. He's like, but we're intentionally gonna try to make one worse than that. Obviously referring to Dune.
Right.
He said that it will be designed by Deadpool himself. So I don't know if that means
Ryan Reynolds.
Well, I think it's a combination of like it's Ryan Reynolds, but also it's the character of Deadpool, which means that they probably have a joke for it lined up in the movie.
So I have to buy the popcorn bucket. Unless Regal doesn't have it. Because Regal never gets cool popcorn.
Yeah,
they got a cool Ghostbusters one, but guess what? You have to order it online and it'll get shipped to you. So what's the point?
Where's the popcorn?
Exactly. But the Ghostbuster one was cool. It was like the actual like ghost trap.
I don't understand why it's like brand specific. Like, why can't it just be like, hey, this is a popcorn bucket and everyone sells it? You know, like if you have a T-shirt, then like Walmart sells it, Target sells it.
Licensing money, exclusive.
That's what I'm saying. But why is it AMC?
AMC probably pays more money to get them.
It's stupid, man. I hate exclusive deals.
I ain't driving all the way to AMC.
No.
Maybe I'll get Blake's dad to get me one.
What was I gonna say? They'll probably make this a bit in the movie since they can make very last minute changes to a Deadpool movie since like his mouth is covered.
True.
They did it before.
Use ADR it.
Yeah, they have like new lines Ryan Reynolds comes up with. They do it in ADR and they just kind of like animate his because it's all
you
fucking
animate
it's a 3D
like his
character
eyes a little
anyway.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3D character anyway. So they mocap it and then they plug it in immediately. Like it's done in an hour. You know.
He's a very easy character to make changes to.
So I'm excited for that. Moving on. Keanu Reeves has been cast as Shadow in Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
So are you disappointed that it's not Hayden Christensen?
I am disappointed. This is okay news.
Do you think this is good casting though?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just that, you know, it goes back to like having to have a big time celebrity as a voice actor in your movie.
Yeah.
Instead of relying on like a good voice actor or, you know, spreading the love a little bit. Like Keanu Reeves has done plenty of voice acting already. And he's been in plenty of things.
This will sell tickets, though, and I know it will.
He's going to do a great job, you know? But he was just Batman in that other thing, and, you know, he's done other voice things, and he's been in SpongeBob. Obviously,
twice, I think.
Yeah, like, obviously, like, all of his movies, and John Wick. Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't a... Chris Pratt situation where Chris Pratt's voicing everybody, but like,
and he just sounds like Chris Pratt,
right? But we're like knocking on that door. Like we had an opportunity to get an actor who is beloved by fans and is popular, and could also drive ticket sales. In Hayden Christensen, and would sound amazing doing it because he is so like Shadow's his perfect character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just Anakin as a hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. He can be monotone. He can be quiet. He can be gruff. Like
yeah,
it's perfect for him, and I would have liked that more than just giving it to the other like.
My thing is, why not just give it to the voice actors that voiced them in the games?
That too, you could do that.
They never do that.
Yeah, I mean, we already have Idris Elba. Like, Come on. Like
he's a good Knuckles though. He really is.
Anyway.
That being said, I like the game voice of Knuckles better, but Idris Elba's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So for our rumor, this is kind of a cop out. Deadpool and Wolverine will have gratuitous cameos.
I mean, isn't that kind of obvious?
Yeah,
so?
it is obvious. But so I just don't want to spoil anything because there's a bunch of like semi-confirmed cameos running around the internet.
There's also people saying that there's people explicitly saying that they're not in it, but it could be an Andrew Garfield situation.
Yeah.
Like you've seen the few that I'm talking about, right?
Maybe not. No, but I've heard a lot of names.
Okay.
And I only really believe half of them. You know what I mean? Like to your point. But at the end of the day, is like it works better if you don't know, which is why it's a cop out that we're even talking about.
Then it's a nice surprise.
Yeah. It's like Brad Pitt in that last one.
That was a good surprise.
Because
I was like, holy shit, that's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, because he's playing the invisible character. You only see him for a second, and you're like,
he's getting electrocuted and dying.
Brad Pitt. Yeah. And then Matt Damon was in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
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 So.
The Matt Damon cameos in the Thor movies were funny as hell too.
Oh, true. Now he's in 2 Marvel cameos.
Yeah.
So the speculation is that Deadpool is going to be traversing through all Marvel universes. So yeah, obviously it's gratuitous cameos.
And I think most of it's going to be the Fox universe.
Well, and also the MCU. Well, no, because it's also a big deal that he's in the MCU now. So I think we're going to get regular MCU characters also. Yeah. So, I've seen a bunch of the names. I'm hoping. I'm still surprised, but
I hope like his
speculate
friends
wildly.
make the jump over to the MCU also, like his supporting cast, because it'd be a shame if they got like pruned or something.
Oh, the ones in the. I mean, at least they're in the movie.
True.
They could have not been in the movie, but like they're there.
Oh, did you see? We didn't talk about it, but the Daredevil casting news. The newest Daredevil casting news.
Oh, I think I meant to. Yeah, it wasn't that big news, but they brought back
Vanessa. At first, apparently she was slated to be recasted, but they're bringing back the original.
We knew that too. We knew she was going to be recast
because they said it.
They said it, yeah, and we didn't know at the time, and we didn't know if that meant if it's just a regular recast or is this a different continuity? Is the last one not canon? Like we didn't really know because it's not like everybody was recast. Like Fisk and Daredevil weren't recast, so. But
then it's like, all right, John Bernthal's coming back.
Yeah, no, everyone's coming back.
Everybody's coming back. Foggy, Karen.
It's all canon.
Bullseye's back, which is awesome because season 3 ended on a big Bullseye cliffhanger.
I don't remember where he went at the end of that.
He's like getting surgery done on him because he was paralyzed.
From like the church bells or something?
No, Fisk broke his back. Fisk like broke his back on a wall.
I don't remember that. I just remember he fought Daredevil in a church, and there's up by the organ pipes.
Are you thinking about the movie?
Oh, dude, no. You know what I'm thinking of? No.
You think about Colin Farrell?
No, you know what I was thinking? Oh, maybe I was thinking of that. Yeah.
He does fight him in the church too.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, but the church that was Colin Farrell. You're right.
Yeah.
No, I don't. So I don't think I remember after that church scene though.
Oh, there's like 2 episodes after that church scene.
I know, and he's barely in them, right? It's mostly like Fisk.
It's mostly Fisk stuff at that point,
yeah.
But he shows up at the end in Fisk's like penthouse, and he tries to attack Fisk, and then Fisk breaks his back. But it ends with him like getting surgery done. Then you see like his eyes open, like something's wrong with his eyes.
There's a lot of people in
because there was like some experimental surgery that was happening. So
okay, well, we'll see. Maybe he gets his iconic costume.
I think he's. I kind of hope not. Bullseye's costume sucks.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Maybe he'll wear the alligator trench coat.
The thing is, that's better than his comic book costume. As stupid as that was, too.
I'm very excited for Deadpool.
Bring all the cameos. When is that one in? July?
Yeah, it's in a few months. We're building our way up towards it.
Hell yeah.
But all right, guys, that's it for us. Oh yeah, play. Okay. It wasn't showing, so I was like, "Oh fuck, is it working?" Thank you guys. So that's it for the news, you guys. Thank you for watching and listening and supporting us on Patreon. We'll see you guys next week here on News from the Phantom Zone.
Bye.
Goodbye. Damn it, I never have to edit these, but that one went off the rails. All right, guys. I'm gonna make a quick drink, and then we'll be back for a quick "Where's Mephisto?" It'll be a short. This is gonna be a short stream. It's not. It's just
nothing crazy.
It's just so we have something to do this week, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back, you guys.
mildly infuriating subreddit. My Twinkie had no cream. Ew, it just looks like a gross sponge cake.
The mic is hot, by the way.
It is.
Ew.
I'd be upset.
I've never had a Twinkie before.
They're not bad. I wouldn't like go crazy like Woody Harrelson and Zombieland for them, but
yeah,
but they're not bad. I prefer Snowballs actually. I like coconut though. It's like the coconut marshmallow thing.
Things. Look, I grew up in a Puerto Rican household.
You never had like the
we didn't have any of that shit.
Hostess snack cakes,
no.
Ding dongs.
No, there's something else that like is popular.
Puerto Rico kind of has their own brands of stuff.
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
I've never had a PB&J either. Have you?
A PB&J?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you grew up in a Puerto Rican household too. Who gave you PBs and J's?
I don't know, but I had them.
You just made them yourself?
I guess.
Peanut butter's like
I even have a preference to what jelly I like in my PB&J. I like apple jelly.
Like,
it's a weird one, but it's fucking delicious.
Apple. It's like apple. It's usually like grape or strawberry reserves.
When I get home,
right?
I will take a picture of my apple jelly because I have a jar in my fridge right now.
All I'm saying, peanut butter is like not even a thing in Puerto Rico. Like nobody eats it there.
I love peanut. I grew up very
okay.
I like it's a Puerto Rican household, but I was in America for
so was I.
Like 99% of my life. I lived in Puerto Rico for a few months. That was it.
We didn't assimilate. Like it was just
our
household was like Puerto Rico.
See, my parents assimilated. My grandparents are still very Puerto Rican.
That's why you were fed PBs and J's so you'd learn to fit in. I didn't. I got made fun of.
And that's why I speak English so well.
I got made fun of on the streets.
I got made fun of when I lived in Puerto Rico because I couldn't speak Spanish.
Well, that makes sense.
I got bullied in school.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember I was trying to learn Spanish. I was having difficulty with it. And then I just heard all the kids going, Es fácil. Es fácil. Which I learned later was, it's easy. But they just kept saying in like a mocking voice.
Wow.
So as I'm older and I know that, I'm even more pissed off at those
Fuck
kids.
Those kids. What years did you live there?
It was probably 2000. Probably 2000, yeah.
Oh, okay.
99 to 2000. Because in 2001, or late 2000, 2001 is when I lived in Land O'Lakes, Florida. Okay. Which was after Puerto Rico.
So you lived there for under a year?
Yeah, it was literally just a few months.
Where were you, in San Juan?
I think we were like right outside San Juan.
What part?
I don't remember.
I need you to find this out.
I remember there was a snake in our house every morning.
You had a pet snake or
no,
it just snuck its way in?
No, we were like in our backyard. It was like the fucking jungle. So
yeah,
there was just snakes that would get into our house every morning.
Yeah, that'll happen there.
No AC. That was fun.
Yep. And
our house was really weird. It had like inside the house there was like in the hallway there was a door that was like a gate.
Yeah. All houses have that.
I still don't understand what it's for.
Crime. What do you mean?
But it's just like what does it just block off the bedrooms from the rest of the house?
Yeah, it's a second point of security.
So somebody breaks in, they can rob our kitchen, but they can't get to us and kill us.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, every house in Puerto Rico has.
Did I live in a shitty part of Puerto Rico?
No, every house is like that. It comes from a few things. One, slight poverty. Puerto Rico's not like super poverty, but I mean it's poorer than most of the United States.
Right.
And which is.
I know the family that I have there is very wealthy.
Oh well, then never mind.
But we weren't though.
Oh. So
I gotta ask my dad where we lived when we were there, though. I was too young to understand it.
Are you close with your family there?
No, because they only speak Spanish.
Oh, well. Okay.
I've only visited them like twice in my life.
Well, we should visit. Let's go together.
Just go find my family.
PZ goes.
You can
to
translate.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'll be there. No, you're learning Spanish, dude.
I'm trying.
What good is Duolingo if you're not ready to use any of it? You know what? We're gonna have a whole conversation in Spanish.
I hate that.
Until you can speak, because the thing is, and trust me, because I know. Okay.
Unless you use
Trust me, no one knows better than me in this room right now on this topic. You have to do it. If you don't do it, you don't actually know.
Okay, Mr. Bilingual.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand and deliver you. How do I reach these kids? So the poverty thing. Also, the cost of energy is a lot more expensive there for a bunch of reasons.
That's why AC is generally not used.
Right, because it's too expensive.
It's like even if you have it, you don't really have it on.
Yeah. So central AC is like out of the question because also central AC is like very inefficient, which is why like we're essentially the only ones that use central AC. Like us and some like other countries.
That's why our power bill's so fucking high.
If you go to Europe, like they all have mini splits. So like basically like every room has its
their
own
own
unit, and by virtue of not having ductwork, it's way more efficient.
Are they like window units?
Yeah, so a mini split is like a window unit, only bigger, more spread out.
Okay. My thing with window units is they're so fucking ugly.
Yeah, they're not cute. But
and you can't really look out your fucking window.
A mini split is so it's a unit about like this big.
Okay.
And they'll put it like maybe like up near the ceiling, and then there's pipe work that goes outside to an AC unit.
I feel like it's more similar like the AC unit you'd find in like a hotel room. Then
it's
okay. Those are cool.
Yeah. So you might have one for like a bedroom, and then one for like a main room and.
But that's it.
Yeah, like an apartment might have 2 units.
Yeah, your kitchen's gonna be humid as fuck.
Well, no, I mean it should all kind of like flow in there, you know. But no, so anyway, in Puerto Rico, they have mini splits and they have window units, but usually just in the bedrooms. So you can just put it on so you can sleep nicely, and then you turn it off during the day.
I think I just had like an oscillating fan. That was it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So
and it was like a cheap one. It was one of those plastic ones that are like on a stand.
I don't hate on those. We have one of those in our bedroom.
They're not great.
We use it for the nice sound.
Okay. Like I said, they don't circulate that much air.
So anyway, and so all the windows are open all the time. People don't really have like closed windows, and so that just opens your home up for crime, which is why
and snakes
and definitely snakes and mosquitoes. So that's why like they just put bars on all the doors and windows and gates on all the doors.
I remember bars on the windows too.
Yeah.
I was always just like, am I in a prison? What is this?
Well, again, I mean, if you did that in Florida, and if we didn't have windows, then we would definitely put bars on the doors and windows. If everything was open all the time.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean, crime is bad there, but it's also crime's bad here too.
It's pretty bad here. Yeah.
And
did you guys ever figure out what happened here last night?
No, I don't know where to look.
I saw the snap from Sable was like literally 10 cop cars outside your window.
At like midnight.
Damn.
It was probably just an overreaction to a weird call.
I feel like there's a lot of weird calls here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you might as well send everybody who's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's getting specific. But yeah, most homes have that second gate, and so when you go to bed, you close that second gate.
Okay. So, just a security measure.
Just an additional security. I'm trying to think. My grandma's house had 2 of those. So the top had a gate, and then the middle had a gate because there's bedrooms in the first floor too.
Okay.
So you could close, depending on who's sleeping over, you could close several. You could segment the home into different areas.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that was like part of the routine. You go to bed, you close that gate as well. You just don't want to fuck. You just don't want something bad, happening. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. We're gonna do a Where's Mephisto? That's why Mephisto's up here, right here. I've got a couple random things to talk about. Did you bring stuff to talk about?
I got a couple things, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've been consuming a lot of media lately.
Let's turn on the recording. Close, damn it. Welcome to Where's Mephisto? This is your bonus podcast where we watch whatever's currently streaming and ask the burning question on everyone's mind: where the fuck is Mephisto? Birdo.
Hopefully that son of a bitch is rotten in hell.
So that's our cool murder podcast intro, true crime. It's funny, like when we created this, I had never considered like this is like a true crime thing, but like I did because like the poster art.
You had the magnifying glass and the manila envelope.
Yeah. So it's like this was always a true crime podcast when you think about it. But Berto, what are we talking about today? Or where are we looking for Mephisto today?
I guess just in the media that we've been consuming lately. It's just kind of a what have we been watching? What have we been? What media have we been consuming lately?
Yeah. It's one of those because we just wrapped up Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix.
Yes.
In 4 parts. That's obviously if you're here on Patreon, scroll down. Those are all there. And we might do X-Men
97?
Maybe if we get caught up.
There's a few things that have just recently come out that we could do if we were to just both watch them.
Yeah, that's a problem. We have nothing in common.
Because right now there's X-Men, there's Fallout, there's Invincible season 2 just ended.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch is about to end.
Yep, I'm gonna watch Bad Batch soon. I pretty much when I finish Avatar.
That is one of the things I've been watching, but I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to spoil any of that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just be general. Don't spoil anything. Like when you talk about it, don't spoil anything.
Well, it's hard because it's season 3. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling what's already happened. So I'm just gonna avoid that one. Just so everybody knows, though, I've been watching Bad Batch.
Okay. Well, is that your thing? Do you want to go first?
That's not my thing, though.
Okay. Well, do you want to go first and say your thing?
Sure. All right.
Okay. Cool.
My thing right now is Fallout.
TV show
on Amazon Prime.
Explain like I'm 5 because I didn't. All I know is that Walter Goggins is in it,
and he's fucking incredible in it. He really is.
That's what I've heard.
All right, so the idea of Fallout as a franchise is it's a post-apocalyptic video game series.
So it's like nuclear Fallout, right?
Yes. Yeah. So like nuclear Fallout. It's a little weird though because it's obviously it's an alternate Earth. There's a little bit of alternate history there, but it's in this world pop culture, culture kind of peaked and stopped at the 50s, 60s.
Okay.
And then the time moving forward for that kind of became what that future was envisioned as.
Right.
So it's after World War II they started using nuclear energy instead of gas and oil and all that shit. And it was almost like what we were talking about when you were hoping that Fantastic Four would be like that, retro futurism.
Right.
Fallout is kind of like that.
Okay.
But in the year 2077, nuclear bombs drop.
Oh, so it's not
all over the world.
It's not like the reactors went off. It's
no, bombs were dropped.
Okay. Do you know who the culprit was?
Yes, but I don't want to spoil that.
Okay.
Because
is that a plot point in the show?
It's a plot point in the show. It's also a plot point in the games. Okay. But the show dives into it in a lot more detail.
What kind of games are these, though? What genre? What do you do in the game?
They are role-playing games. So the first 2 games, Fallout 1 and 2, are isometric RPGs. So they're turn-based. They're kind of point and click.
Okay.
And
I had no idea.
Fallout 3, the company that made it and the IP was bought by Bethesda.
Okay.
Who are the people that make the Elder Scrolls games.
Uh-huh.
So then Fallout 3 came out in 2008, and that one was done more in the style of, at the time, Oblivion. So it was a first-person action RPG.
Okay.
Still in the same setting.
Okay.
And that's kind of what they've become now. They're first-person. You can switch to third-person, but the animations don't look great, so most people play in first-person.
Okay.
But they're action RPGs, basically, that take place in this post-apocalyptic world.
But, so every iteration of Fallout is set in a different thing, right?
Yeah. So they're set during a different time, and you play as a different character in each one as well.
Okay.
So it's it's a different story. There's some plot points that will tie together, something that happened in a previous game might.
But no characters are carrying over or anything like that.
Maybe a couple.
Oh, okay.
Because there's certain characters
like the president or something.
Not really the president.
Oh.
But there's certain characters that because a lot of the games are many years apart. So there'll be some characters where they'll show up because the type of character they don't die of old age. So there's people called ghouls.
Oh.
They they're basically people that have become so irradiated that they almost look like zombies.
Okay.
And they don't age either, so they'll live for hundreds of years, but eventually they lose their mind and go feral.
Yeah.
And then they basically become
zombies.
Zombies at that point, yeah. And you see a little bit of that in the show, and it's actually really well done. And then obviously there's some characters that are robots, and those characters will, as long as they're not destroyed, will live forever. And so there's some crossover with those type of characters in the games. But for the most part, each game is a standalone story.
Okay.
So you could jump on at any game if you wanted to and just get in the world.
Okay. Is 76 a prequel? Because you said the nukes come down in 77?
Yeah. So the reason why that one's called 76 is because it's just the vault that they were in was called Vault 76.
Oh, okay. Well,
so in universe, there's like a big corporation called Voltech.
Right.
Like huge corporation. Imagine like Amazon or like
right.
like they built these vaults for people to buy spots in to basically survive nuclear war.
Yeah. So commentary on capitalism.
Yes, actually, the whole series is very much a commentary on capitalism, and there's a lot of that in the show too that I think you'll actually like.
Okay. Well, because I did see like a lot of reactions of like people who like I guess didn't understand that in the games and now are surprised.
The games also beat you over the head with it too, so it's like it's
people
incredible
dumb,
that
dude.
people don't know that.
People are stupid.
Listen, all right, the people that made Fallout are very left leaning. I will tell you that right now. So don't let that surprise you. It's very much as serious as a story can be. It's also like a satire of like
right.
our world.
Right.
But yeah, they built these vaults for people to buy spots in and survive the nuclear holocaust, basically. And then all the people on the surface are basically fucked. The ones that survive, they're like, they're fucked up. They're ghouls or cannibals or whatever. And then like all the animals got mutated and stuff too. So there's a lot of weird creatures. And there is a little twist with the vaults too. That's also something I don't want to spoil in case you do watch the show, because the show delves into that as well.
I mean, I might. I've heard like you can pretty much just watch the show without knowing anything about the games.
It can be a good introduction to the universe. And any of the games could be too. That's what's really cool about it, is they're all good jumping on points, despite the fact that they all take place in like different time periods. But yeah, I watched the show. It was honestly, I thought it was incredible. I think I honestly think it's the best video game adaptation I've ever seen. I think it beats The Last of Us. I think it beats Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Detective Pikachu?
I never played the Detective Pikachu game, so I don't know.
I don't think anybody did. I don't think it was released here, right?
It might have been.
I think it was like a Japan-only thing.
That's why I thought it was weird that they made a movie based on that one. I'm like...
I mean, the movie was good.
Of all things, really?
Yeah.
But no, Fallout was great. It's 8 episodes. They dropped them all at once, so I was able to just binge them. It is a show that I think could have worked really well weekly, though.
Yeah.
But which they'll probably do for the next season, honestly, to keep people subscribed. But yeah, highly recommended. Is Mephisto there? Depends on your feelings of capitalism.
He's just sitting in a boardroom
So
somewhere.
he's definitely there politically.
Yeah. That's funny. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it. Let's put it that way.
I'll give it a glowing review.
Yeah. In the what's the word I'm looking for? In the spirit of true crime podcast, I am watching Only Murders in the Building, which is on Hulu, which is also now on Disney Plus. I think only if you already had Hulu.
I think so too.
Like you still have to pay separately.
Right. It's just all available on one. They made it slightly more convenient, but you still have to pay for both. But if you have the package, which I do through Verizon, so I don't even pay for it.
I just feel like all they're doing is saving your system from like a few megabytes of...
I guess you're saving a few minutes of browsing too.
It might be a little harder now. I don't know.
It's just funny seeing
yes.
the Omen advertised on Disney Plus.
Or Poor Things.
Yeah,
and
I'm like
this.
I'm like, wait, I'm on the Disney Plus app, right?
Yeah. Well, because it's like right next to like Wish and like
it's like Wish, Poor Things, The Omen,
101 Dalmatians.
I can watch King of the Hill on Disney Plus though, so that's fun.
You could do that. Oh, is that a Hulu thing? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this show is kind of rated R. Like it has blood and sexual references, and they say the F word.
Okay.
But like, I'm not. It's still like it's not as bad as like the Omen word. It's still weird seeing it on Disney Plus. Anyway, I think this show really hooked me. I don't know why I can't talk today. I talked about it with you the other day.
Yeah, so you talked to me a little bit about it. Yeah.
So basically, these 3 completely random people, played by Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. All they have in common is that they live in the same building in New York City, and they listen to the same true crime podcast. They're addicted to this podcast. And then when the fire alarm is pulled and they have to exit their building and all they want to do is sit and listen to their podcast for the hours that they have to like kill or whatever, they run into each other in the restaurant across the street. So they all realize that they're all listening to the same podcast. So they sit down together and listen to it. Right.
Were they all on the same episode?
What do you mean?
Of the podcast?
Yeah, it was like a weekly drop.
Oh,
so
okay.
they were
They're all caught up.
Yeah. So they were like they played it at the same time essentially.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, which I don't know if is that a thing? Are people listening to podcasts like on a premiere time, like that?
I'm sure for like huge podcasts, maybe.
Maybe. But
there's probably a Joe Rogan listening party every week.
God.
Somewhere.
Anyway, so they're sitting at the restaurant and then they're listening to their true crime podcast together. And when they go back to the building, they realize that there's been a murder. And then the murder is kind of quickly dismissed by the police as a suicide. And they're like, well, have you considered like this and this? And the cops are like, oh, great. Fucking podcast people telling us how to do our jobs or whatever. And so the three of them decide to solve the murder on their own.
Okay.
So that's the premise of the show.
That sounds interesting, actually.
It's really interesting. It's really funny. Obviously, if you know Steve Martin and Martin Short, they've been best friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
They've collaborated a bunch of times on a bunch of different things, and they have amazing chemistry. And so whenever they're doing stuff together, it's hilarious. They are surprisingly in touch. Like their comedy is not boomer humor. You know what I mean? Like even though they're like,
it's not like, oh man, don't tell my wife about that.
Yeah, like even though they're like well in their 70s, like the show is written very well, partially by them, and like the way that their humor has really kept up, and it holds up really well. Like I'm enjoying it immensely, not just because I'm a fan of theirs, and I liked things that they did in the 70s. Sorry, not in the 70s, like in the 80s and 90s. Like
cheaper by the dozen.
It's good right now. You know what I mean? Like even if you're not familiar with Steve Martin and Martin Short and their brand of comedy, like it's still great. You don't have to be a fan of theirs to like jump in on this. And I think they're all fantastic. They're a really smart show. And it's also like funny and lighthearted. It's very meta because like they're producing the podcast while they're solving the mystery. Like because they actually, sorry, I failed to mention, they create their own podcast based on the mystery that they're solving.
Oh, okay.
And so they're also putting it out. And like at one point it kind of picks up and they even have fans. So like it gets super, super meta because they're talking about like, oh, in this episode we'll talk about this. And they're literally talking about the show that they're in.
It's the episode that they're currently on.
Yeah. So it's a great show. It's on season 4 is coming out this year.
Oh wow.
I'm on season 2. I was gonna take a break because I don't like I binge, but like I'll take a break between seasons and do something else and then come back to it. I'm not just gonna sit and like watch 4 seasons at once. And then season 1 ended on a really good cliffhanger, and I was like, God damn it, play. So yeah, heavily recommend. I really, really enjoyed it.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Is Mephisto in it? Well, see, there's a lot of murders going on, and I'm not past season 2, but like I said, at the conclusion of season 1, because the namesake is, they're only solving murders in the building. Only murders.
How often are people murdered in this building?
Exactly. So at the end of season 1, they, I'm not spoiling anything, but the season concludes nicely, and then bam, there's another murder, and that's the cliffhanger for season 2.
So and it's like a Mephisto building.
That's the thing, is it? Because how many? Right? Because
what
like
are
what are the odds?
Yeah.
But it's also pretty meta because it's like it's almost like the reality of this universe of the TV show is existing in a way to work for like a 10 episode, podcast / TV show format.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, what are the odds that a second murder happens as they solve the first one? Well, pretty high if they're making a TV show, right?
I guess so.
Where that's the one premise is that they're only solving murders in the building and they're doing one per season. So
Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely a Mephisto. It's got him all over. He could be in it. I'll let you know by the end of season 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, a lot of really good guest actors pop in.
Like per episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had what's his name? Nate. Who's the actor who plays Timon?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Timon, like from the cartoon?
Yeah. Nathan Lane.
Oh.
So Nathan Lane shows up and he's playing a theater producer. Because he's. Did you ever see The Producers?
Yeah.
Okay, you get the reference. Got it. I thought that was funny. Anyway, he's like a kind of a reoccurring guest. I'm bad with names, but there's a bunch of fun guests, and it's a nice surprise when you see them.
Are a lot of them like older guests too?
Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm bad with names. There was a Victoria's Secret model who's now an actor. She's in
the one that was in Transformers, because she's not good.
No, she doesn't act anymore. The good one. Oh, fuck. Now you're going to make me look it up.
Sorry.
Cara Delevingne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She's in it. Tina Fey is in it. Some other people.
Okay.
So, anyway, your turn.
All right. So my second thing that I've been watching lately, it's it's a rewatch, and I think I've talked about it before on Where's Mephisto.
You're not gonna say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
It's
are you?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You've talked about this before.
That's why I said I've talked about it before,
So
but I am in the middle of rewatching it
okay.
again.
So what could you possibly have to add?
Listen. I'm in season 4 right now, which I feel like was the season I was in last time we talked about this.
Did you
the Ghost Rider season?
Okay, wait. Did you finish? Okay, all right. Last time you were rewatching it, did you finish it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a couple years ago, though.
Was it though?
Yeah, I think it was literally like 2 years ago.
Okay, continue.
So I'm rewatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again. But this time what I'm doing is when I get to like an episode that like takes place after like one of the movies, I'll watch the movie. As long as it has like consequences on the show.
Okay.
So far it's like obviously like before the show is the Avengers.
Right. Did you watch the Avengers?
I did.
Okay.
I watched the Avengers and Iron Man 3 to start it off.
What does Iron Man 3 have anything to do with
The
this?
first episode has Extremis in it.
Oh. I mean, it's very loose.
Extremis is actually used a couple times in the show too. So having knowledge of what that is kind of important to the show, even though they explain it in the show.
Did you not have knowledge of what Extremis was?
Talk about for my rewatch.
Okay.
And then like obviously you watch season 1 up until Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And I watched the Winter Soldier.
That's an important plot point.
That's a very important plot point.
I'll give you that.
And it works really well.
Did you watch Thor: The Dark World for that one episode where they kind of clean up after Thor: The Dark World?
No, because it doesn't really affect anything in the show.
Okay, well
They're just like, oh man, Thor was here and he made a mess.
Okay, that's as far as the Extremis thing goes too, and you still watch Iron Man 3.
Extremis is throughout the series. It's part of the Centipede Serum.
Doubt. Okay. Yeah, but that's because of. Okay, hold on a second. That's established in episode 1, though.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's not really an Iron Man 3 thing.
It started off as one, and
All
then
right.
it became its own thing.
Continue.
Anyway, did you know that the little laser drill that Nick Fury uses to escape in Winter Soldier was invented by Leopold Fitz in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I think I knew that because you mentioned it before.
Well, he invented that.
Well, how convenient.
And they even mentioned the show that Nick Fury really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they could just do that, can't they? It's not real collaboration. They're like, hey, what if we invent the thing that was already on screen?
All right. But also,
did that episode come out before Winter Soldier?
Yes, it did.
No way.
Yes,
really?
it did. And
that means I've seen it.
Yeah.
This was
it's in season 1.
This was years ago.
Also, the episode before Winter Soldier, when that episode ended, I remember they literally ran like a little ad that said like, watch Captain America Winter Soldier before you watch the next episode of this show.
Yeah, they would have to do that, wouldn't they? Because otherwise,
it's kind of otherwise you'd be like you'd spoil the movie by watching the next episode.
Yeah, and you wouldn't understand any of it.
You'd be confused as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it did tie together really well. And then the show, all right, you always say you hate when shows stick to the same status quo. I can't think of a show that changes the status quo more than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is that what I always say?
You do say that a lot.
I say a lot of things.
You say that when we talk about shows most of the time. You're like, oh, man, I hate when a show just goes back to the status quo.
Yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't do that.
I probably did do that. Yeah, but sometimes it spins its wheels. Like it doesn't have like a good idea.
I don't agree with
because
that.
in season I think it's either season 2 or 3, they keep on reinventing like, oh, there's another S.H.I.E.L.D.
That was season 2, and they only did it once, and the conflict was solved.
Yeah, but Hydra is also another S.H.I.E.L.D. So they're like, all right,
Hydra is Hydra.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
And in season 3, I'm glad you brought up Hydra, because in season 3 you actually learn about the mission of Hydra and what they were actually all about.
Yeah, but
and it's a lot of really cool lore, honestly.
I don't know.
And they bring back a character that was in the movies. He was in the first Avengers movie, the guy from the World Security Council.
But I like when Hydra was more like, hey, like, we're Nazis, but we think we're better than Hitler, so now we're doing our own thing. And we're going to,
I like the deeper lore of it. It's like they're trying to, like, summon this creature.
Yeah, no, it got real, like, Sith-like,
I kind of love that.
And now I'm like, well, that's a completely different thing. Like, now they're mythical? Like, what?
And then, like, I think they are in the comics, too, actually. So that might actually be accurate.
I mean, maybe.
But no, season 3 had a lot of really good Hydra stuff and Inhuman stuff. I like the Inhumans. I don't like the show The Inhumans, but I like the Inhumans. Like, as characters
I'll give you
and
that.
stuff. And as a concept, it's pretty cool. And then now I'm on season 4, which is the season with Ghost Rider, which brings us to Mephisto territory.
That is true.
Because we get introduced to the Darkhold for the first time in the MCU.
Right.
We get introduced to Ghost Rider, which is cool. We get a hint at the previous Ghost Rider, which I'm assuming is Johnny Blaze. Like, he's kind of the one that passes the power over to... I don't think it's Danny Ketch.
Okay.
And then we get this thing that S.H.I.E.L.D. tends to do with their seasons after season 1, where it's like the first half of the season's one story arc. The second half is another story arc, but at the very end, both the story arcs kind of come together. So the second half of season 4 is the LMD and the framework stuff.
LMD and framework?
Yeah, the life model decoys.
Oh, okay.
And like the little virtual world that they go into.
Okay.
And then the reason why that's all happening is because one of the scientists, the guy from the Mummy.
The brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He built a life model decoy named Ada, and she was like, she was almost perfect, and then she read the Darkhold, and it kind of.
But she's a robot.
It started to like fuck with her a little bit, so she started doing stuff that she thought was right, but she's actually kind of ruining everything and killing people. And it's really good. And then Ghost Rider kind of comes back at the end of that season to help resolve stuff. You said you were going to watch the Ghost Rider season, so I don't want to spoil it. And then something happens with Coulson at the end, too, that has like really big consequences in the next season. Involving Ghost Rider, also.
I thought Ghost Rider was just in that one season.
He is only in the one season, but like what he does kind of like... That's another thing. The show, like, consequences carry over, like, sometimes years later based on what people have done and stuff.
You remember when the Nick Fury movie had life model decoys?
They did that so poorly, though.
This whole time you were talking, that's all I could think about.
God damn it.
So Mephisto.
I mean, if we got Ghost Rider, we've got Mephisto. Robbie Ray has even mentioned multiple times, I made a deal with the devil.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Also, we have the Darkhold. That's very Mephisto-esque.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Caveat to that. Show's canceled. So
actually, it ended.
Okay.
It was not canceled.
Well, fine.
It had a definitive ending.
It ended. And did we see Mephisto in any of it?
We did not see Mephisto.
So
we didn't see him, but his influence was felt.
Okay, all right. Well, he escaped. So
he got away.
I don't really know what to recommend. I'm not recommending anything. I'm just talking about for this next bit because I'm trying to think of what I'm watching or doing. Reading. Oh, I read Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. Is the devil in that? Because that's all I heard in the 2000s.
That's yeah, right. Yeah, I read Harry Potter. I guess we can talk about that. I've talked about this. I read Sorcerer's Stone, and that's it. I have Chamber of Secrets sitting on my nightstand and haven't touched it yet.
Okay.
But it was just kind of like a way of like going to sleep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's better for like your brain than like being on your screen.
Yeah, I mean, and it's better on your eyes too.
Yeah, that too. Let me tell you though, I really enjoyed it. Because I hadn't read that book since like 6th grade.
Okay.
I've read all the Harry Potter books, but only like once through. And I've always thought about like going back and rereading them and whatever. And
they're not. Well, the first few aren't super long. Once you get to the 4th one, it gets pretty long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, like it's a nice brisk pace, the first one, because I feel like I remember thinking as I was gonna like read it, I'm like, well, it's a short book, so it's just gonna
only like 200 pages,
something like that. I'm like, it's just gonna breeze through everything. But it's like, honestly, the way she writes is like not too cumbersome. Like it's pretty quick pace. Like she doesn't go into too much detail. She goes into the right amount of detail.
It's like just enough detail for you to picture it in your head.
Yeah, but not too much to bog you down
it's not,
either.
Not like Tolkien.
Right.
Where you're going to describe a door for a page. You'll really know what that door looks like.
Right.
Which is why the movies came out looking so incredible. But
or like everyone's family lineage. For what? No reason.
What is this, the Bible?
Yeah. Or you want to know the lineage of these swords? What?
So, see, some of that, I like lore though, so some of that's kind of cool to learn about, but
it'd be one thing if it was like, because I know some.
If it's in the appendix.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can look it up.
Yeah.
If you're in the mood for it. But don't let it slow down like your narrative, you know? So anyway, I don't know. I read it and like, you know, read it or don't read it if well, it don't matter. Like I don't give a shit about like J.K. Rowling. I don't really think it doesn't really affect my reading pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether you bought these books 20 years ago, for fuck's sake.
She's not getting more money out of it.
Yeah. So that's not really like my thing, but like I think it holds up. I think I think it works really well after knowing how the movies end or movies or books end. There's a lot of like little Easter eggs, little kind of setups for the future that I think work really well. And people have pointed these out online and stuff if you don't go back and read them all the time, but like things how like there's a funny part where and this is not really a huge setup. You know by the end of the first book that Voldemort is in the back of Professor Quirrell's head or whatever.
Quirrell?
Yeah. Quivering, stumbling, whatever he says.
Quivering Quirrell.
But there's a little paragraph where the Weasley twins are throwing snowballs at the back of Quirrell's head. It's just funny to think about.
Just throwing snowballs at Voldemort's face.
Yeah. And Voldemort's not murdering them.
Because he can't. What's he going to do? Yell at them?
He can yell at Quirrell to murder them for sure.
Kill them.
But that would ruin his plan, wouldn't it? But there's a lot of other things, too. There's like, you get this sense that there's a line that says like, Harry has a night, because Snape is like always present. Whenever they're up to shenanigans, Snape is there. And like after you get to the 7th book, you learn that like he's kind of been entrusted to like look after Harry.
Yeah, it's almost like he was like a weird stalker though.
Right. But the way that first book kind of paints it is that way. And then Harry at one point goes, "Man, like I really wonder if he can read my mind." At that point, like Harry doesn't know that like mind reading is a thing. He also doesn't know that
he can read your mind, Harry.
Yeah, and he probably is actually, because
he knows you think he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, because there was like a bit where like Snape does like a double take, and he like looks at him funny, and Harry's like, "Is he reading my mind? Like, what's going on here? How does he know we're gonna like do some shenanigans? You know?
Why does he always intercept us?"
Yeah. And I think little kind of nuggets like that are great. Obviously, like, you know, the fucking invisibility cloak ends up being one of the Deathly Hallows. But I think that's also kind of
I think that's a retcon.
I think that's a retcon.
Yeah.
I don't think she had that kind of thing planned. I don't think the Deathly Hallows were all planned at all.
I don't even think the Elder Wand was a thing until like the 6th book, right?
No, it's just right. Not even like the 7th book.
It was literally in the last book.
Yeah,
We're like,
I
this
think,
is the Elder Wand.
I think it's mentioned that like Dumbledore has a wand made of elder, but
that's it.
But that's it. Yeah, and you're supposed to.
It's Elderwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just supposed to like and you're just supposed to like remember that for when someone's like, oh yeah, like the ancient elder one, like the mythical elder one.
Elderwood and like elder like mythical, like that's not the same thing.
Right, no, the wood.
Yeah, I know.
That's what elder one means.
I know, but it's silly.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like two meanings though. It's like, oh, it's the wand made from the elder.
Well,
wood.
I think that's the
also
point.
it's the elder wand because it's
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's silly.
So I mean, I'm gonna keep reading them because they obviously get more in depth and
yeah,
I
think
become
more adult as they go on.
Yeah. But even this one, it's not. It doesn't talk down to you like you're a child, and I think that's probably why we liked that because we were at like that age. I don't mean you were young. How old were you when you started reading Harry Potter?
I was in 2nd grade, so I was probably like 7 years old, 8 years old.
Yeah, well, you're way younger than the target audience then, because they're.
Yeah, I was pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, I was Harry's age as I read them, basically.
Oh, I was younger than Harry. I remember thinking like, wow, he's a teenager. He's older than me.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was like, I aged out. I guess around the fourth. Yeah, like the 4th one came out. I was in high school.
Okay.
So anyway, and the 5th one came out. I was in
when I was reading them. The 4th one was the newest one when I started reading them. I remember.
Yeah, it was around the
when
same
the
time,
5th one came out.
That's when the movies were coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's when you treat kids like adults and you talk to them properly, I think they appreciate that, and that also goes as far as books.
Mm-hmm.
But is Mephisto in them? Well, no, they ended pretty conclusively.
There was no devil.
Yeah, I mean Voldemort's pretty bad. J.K. Rowling won't shut the fuck up. She's still going on and on. Apparently, she's mad at Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson for not having her back. It's like,
why would they?
Just let it go. Like, yeah, people have different opinions than you. They don't owe you anything. You know what I mean? Like, have your opinion. I don't think it's a good one, but you're entitled. You're entitled to it, and so is fucking Daniel Radcliffe. So like, get the fuck over it.
It does not have to be on your side.
So anyway. Yeah, so I was gonna say Avatar: The Last Airbender because I'm almost done with it. God,
You're in book 3?
Yeah, book 3. Well, I have the finale left.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you ever gonna watch it, or are you just gonna stop again right before the finale, like you always do?
I know. I've only seen the finale once. Isn't that wild?
That's fucking insane.
I've seen the rest of the show like 4 times. I just always stop at the finale.
It's
I'm
such a good finale.
You know why? Because it's so good that you want to block out a whole evening. And so that's work.
I mean, it's only like the length of a movie. It's like 2 hours.
It's an hour and a half, actually.
Hour and a half. Okay, it's shorter than a movie.
But you know what okay, but how often are you watching? Okay, you watch movies all the time. But like for me, like when I want to watch a movie, like I'm like, oh no, I have to block off time, no distractions.
Oh, I'll just throw a movie.
I have food on. I'm not gonna do other things. I'm gonna try not to pause it. Anyway, it's definitely gonna happen. Maybe this weekend. Probably this weekend, actually. Okay. So, but I mean, we've talked about Avatar so much, it wasn't worth mentioning. So.
Yeah, we did like a whole series on it.
Yeah. All right, do you have a third thing so we can wrap this up with a third thing?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of lore to add to it, but it's just something that I've started playing recently. Helldivers 2.
Oh yeah.
I started fighting for democracy.
For democracy. So is that I don't know. I don't play that many video games, and when I do, they're strictly one player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like playing online. Is it a thing where like there's a real world war going, like?
Yeah, like it's constantly changing. Yes.
Yeah, based on what everyone else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
So it's like there's a sector that's being invaded by like the bug people, like the bug people, the aliens. Very Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Because it's a war on 2 fronts, right? There's like aliens and
then there were
bugs.
So there's the bug aliens, and then there's like robots.
Oh, okay.
Like automatons. So we actually pushed back the automatons out of the galaxy.
Oh.
So we 100% cleared that sector, and then 2 days later they came back with even more forces.
That was always bound to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, video game's not going to end.
They came back with like a larger invading force and like new enemy types and stuff. It was basically a game update.
Right.
But it's done in like this narrative of like there's a war ongoing. So even when you're logged off, it's still going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That stresses me out because it's like,
you want to help the effort.
I mean, that for one, it's like, what do the war's still going on when you're not playing.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, do you feel like you missed out? Like all these events happened while you weren't playing.
I mean, a little bit, but I also keep in mind I played a lot of MMORPGs.
But there's
which also has a very similar, like, the world keeps going on while you're not there.
Yeah, but those also have like missions.
They have quests and stuff.
Yeah,
that you
they're
would
quests
do, like,
they're on tracks.
Yes, but there is also some time limited content in those games too.
Right.
It'll be like, this event's going on right now. When.
But Helldivers is all event.
Yeah.
Oh.
it is fun though. It's a fun game. It's 100% co-op, but team killing is on, but people don't really team kill in it because everybody's kind of committed to, like, the war. It's weird.
Like, everyone's unified.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's something that you don't see often in video games.
Okay.
But it's a very, I don't know, it's very unique how this game is done. I'm really liking it.
I mean, other than like those unique aspects, is the gameplay good? Like, as far as like,
yeah, the gameplay
third person.
It's like a
war
fun
games.
third person shooter.
Yeah.
You can like call in like airdrops of like supplies and stuff, but be careful because you can call it on yourself and it'll fall on you.
Oh.
So, like, stuff can fall out of the sky and kill you.
Wow.
The ship picking you up at the end can land on you and kill you.
It's funny.
But yeah, no, it's overall a really good game, and I learned that it's an indie game actually too. It's not made by any like big company or anything like that. So it's,
where do they get the resources? Like,
I
most
have
indie
no
games are
idea.
like, hey, here's this thing we made. It's 1 gigabyte. Like, have fun.
Yeah, this is like, it's very ambitious.
Yeah.
And I guess there was a Helldivers 1, but I don't think anybody paid attention to it. So the sequel's the one that got all the attention.
Right. Well, I heard Helldivers 1 is like a different genre or something.
I heard that too. I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Weird.
And I've also started playing some Fallout games again because I'm in the spirit.
Of the show.
But that kind of falls into the Fallout category.
Well, have you seen the thing you already talked about?
Yeah.
Have you played all the Fallout games?
I played all of like the mainline ones. So I played like Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. 76, that one's a little weird because it's like, it's the same type of gameplay, but it's also it's an online game. So I hadn't really got into that too much. I did start playing it though again, and I'm actually finding it a lot of fun this time around. Because you can still play it like a single player game. You don't have to play with other people, but you do see other people like running around and stuff.
Right.
But the concept of the multiplayer in that is like, all of you guys came out of Vault 76, so you and the other players.
Oh, okay.
And you're just like doing your thing and like trying to like rebuild civilization. And it takes place before all the other Fallout games too. So it's like,
gotcha. So
it's cool seeing like the origin of some stuff.
Right. Mephisto, Helldivers.
Unless Mephisto's an alien.
So and real quick, go back. So like the aliens and the automatons. Who's behind that? Are they unified?
No.
It's just a coincidence. We're fighting 2 wars.
We're just fighting 2 wars, yeah.
Okay.
And we're fighting to protect Super Earth and democracy. We might actually be the bad guys, actually, because we might be forcing democracy on people.
Oh, is that what you think that's what
there's a very specific terminology that they use that made me question that. But obviously, if I question that, it's treason.
See, that's what I see is people that are fully in character when they're playing.
Yeah. It's, God, there's a way a Helldiver's job is to spread managed democracy in the name of Super Earth. So we might be the invaders, actually.
So, okay.
We might be invading and be like, here's democracy, bitches. Like,
do you feel like this, is it really overt satire? Or is it just kind of like,
it's overt. It's very, like, you've seen Starship Troopers, right?
Right. That's what
it's like that.
Okay.
It's like that. Like, even the first, like, tutorial missions, like, you're going through basic training and it's like
propaganda and
it's hilarious.
Training videos and shit. Okay. Yeah. That's fun.
So
I need to watch.
We might be Mephisto in Helldivers.
Well, because I remember
we are diving from hell.
I remember the when Helldivers came out. It was like a month or 2 ago, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of discourse about people who refuse to believe that Starship Troopers is what it is. because
it's a Starship Troopers game,
right?
basically.
So like, that's what I'm saying. Like the conversation came from Helldivers,
yeah,
and then transitioned to when people were comparing it to Starship Troopers. And there are people that refuse to believe that it's about Nazis.
Managed democracy, like, come on.
even though that there are like actual Nazis in that movie, no,
which is crazy.
Like they're literally wearing Nazi uniforms. It's like people that don't believe that like Star Wars is political and it's about Nazis.
Here's the thing: everything is political.
Well, sure, but I mean,
but people only say it's political when it goes against what they believe.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely
everything
right.
is political, though.
But you know my favorite take on that is when people complain about like celebrities or athletes when they finally like say something about something,
right? And
then people will be like, hey, why don't you just stick to like dribbling a ball? It's like,
but then they'll complain when they don't say anything either.
I want to, okay, maybe, yeah, but I want to know like what gives you the right, fucking person who works at whatever job, let's say you
why don't you stick to punching numbers into a computer?
What gives you the right to go on Facebook and say whatever the fuck you want, but this person who has a platform that can actually inspire people, or at least like they think they can. You know what I mean?
Right. It's because
they have to keep their mouths shut.
It's because they're inspiring people against
whatever the
first person believes.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
That shit pisses me off.
Everything's political. You're either going to agree with it or not.
Yeah.
It's not that complex, or maybe it is that complex. Yeah. No, it's not that complex.
It's
like
really
everybody has an
yeah.
opinion, and people have the right to voice it.
Yeah.
As an American, we have the right to voice it.
Did you see that The Rock was like, he went on some podcast, it might have been Rogan, I don't remember, and he was just like,
boy, what'd he say?
He was like, I regret endorsing Joe Biden.
Oh, yep.
And he didn't say that he regretted voting for Joe Biden.
He regretted that it split his fan base.
Yes. I'm like, dude, you're saying the quiet part out loud, dude. You're not, you know what I mean?
That sounds like words of somebody that wants to one day run for president, though.
That sounds like someone who like,
it sounds like he's going to get into politics.
All he cares about is how many followers he has on Instagram.
I think he's going to get into politics.
I can't tell if I'm okay with that because I don't remember what like his like specific stances are, but that kind of doesn't matter because like I don't really think people who aren't politicians should be politicians.
I don't even think politicians should be politicians for very long.
I have anyway, not to get into politics, but like I think you have to be like qualified to do a job. You know what I mean?
And you shouldn't just be able to be like, all right, this is me now.
Just because someone like The Rock, who's incredibly famous, goes, hey, I want to run for president. Like he has a really right off the bat, without anything else.
He does have the right to run for president.
He already has but he already has a good chance of getting in. You know, it's a Reagan or a Trump. Where like
it's kind of unfair.
They have this huge advantage, even though they've done no work. Like they've done
they've done work, just not work towards that.
Like Schwarzenegger put in his dues. He did work. You know what I mean? And he got some shit done.
He got some shit done.
He was proud of his tenure at the end of the day. And he
made a lot of fun commercials.
Yeah, he seems like an okay guy.
Come visit California.
You know what I mean? But like, God. Anyway,
here's the thing. I don't know if he'll ever win, but I do think he's gonna run at some point.
You know, like Tommy Tuberville. I don't know if you know who Tommy Tuberville is. You didn't really watch college football, did you?
No.
Well, he was a coach in the state of Alabama. He coached for Auburn.
Roll Tide.
Right?
No, the other Alabama
War
team.
Eagle.
War Eagle.
And so he was like so fucking popular. You know, he's like a fucking country boy. Like he's obviously like the Alabamans like him, or at least half of them. The other half hated him, which was surprising that like with the Alabama fan base,
only because
Auburn
of
guy
football.
got on. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like he didn't. You know, all he did, like literally all he did was repeat what a more popular politician said. He just said all those things. And also was like, hey, you remember me from football? And now he's a fucking senator or representative or something. It's like, that's not fair.
No, but that's what fame does.
But that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't work hard. Like, you have no original ideas.
What are you gonna do in office? Like, what's your day-to-day life?
You know, he's got fucking aides that like
do
all the decisions for him.
I guess.
He's just the face, but it's like I don't like it. Okay? I don't like that.
That might be the case for most politicians, honestly. They might just be a face.
No, we got
it's their job to just win you over, and then
we got a good guy from here, though.
And all the people on the inside do all the work.
Yeah. I'm trying not to get too political, but we got a good guy here that had like a nice grassroots campaign, and now he's over in Capitol Hill, and I like him a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, how do we get to this? Oh, because The Rock.
Oh, because
Helldivers. Yeah.
Managed democracy.
Is Mephisto
Super
behind all of it?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
It's something he would do.
Yeah.
Spread. I don't know. Invade, but say it's in the name of like peace.
Oh, so he's on our side.
I guess.
I was gonna say like,
are we the bad guys?
Are we the baddies? I was gonna say like, what if he's like, playing both sides against them, or he's like both the computers, the automatons, and the bugs, like
and the humans,
like a Palpatine situation,
and the humans.
Wow. I mean, do you think the game's ever gonna end? Are we gonna ever find out like what happens?
I mean, maybe eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
What
if the end of the game is like you lose, like just you're inundated with like bugs, and then like
they take over?
There's like like you die and everyone else dies, and then there's like a video that plays, and like that's it. You never play again.
I wouldn't be mad at that. If that's how they shut the game down, I mean, yeah, whatever. There's been some creative ways that like people have like shut games down.
Yeah, because these games are like not forever.
No, because they're hosted on a server. It's strictly multiplayer. But it's one of those things where like, as long as I get a couple years of enjoyment in it, it's fine. It's not one of those games I feel like needs to be around forever.
Yeah.
But also it's weird because you do progress, you do like level up and stuff, and like that's your stuff. One day it's just gonna be gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone.
But that's the real world too.
Yeah.
One day all your shit's just gonna be gone.
That's true.
You're dead. Wow, this is getting deep.
Yeah. It's like all those memes. It's like, you didn't know this, but one day you logged on to your Xbox 360 Live platform,
for the last
username
time.
for the last time.
Or like that was the last time you played with that friend or whatever. He's never logged on again.
Wow.
Yeah. That's happened to me.
Anyway. Okay, so my third thing. We just finished. I was gonna say Amy Poehler, only to sneak in two things in one. But
is she Mephisto?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she's pretty cool. which you know what though, that would be a Mephisto.
Yeah. Be cool. Win everybody over.
Win everyone over. Yeah. Anyway, we watched a movie called Sisters. Sable and I have gotten into this habit of like watching like old school comedies, which are making a comeback, by the way, which is fun. Like,
yeah, because
you know what I mean?
We have that that one with Jennifer.
Yes.
What's her name? Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
The second Mystique.
I don't know her name. Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she had one that came out.
I saw that one. That was good.
I have not seen it, but I did hear it was
also
good.
like rom-coms too. This one wasn't a rom-com. This is more of a raunchy comedy.
And then we had the Jennifer Lawrence one is kind of a raunchy comedy, right?
Yeah.
Coupled with the rom-com a little bit.
It's not really. Now that I think of it, it's not really a rom-com.
No, the Sydney Sweeney one was a rom-com.
Yeah, which was also pretty good. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too.
You saw that
the
one?
story was stupid as hell.
It's
but it was enjoyable to watch.
It's like Much Ado About Nothing or Taming of the Shrew. It's one of those.
It might be Taming of the Shrew.
It's like a very loose adaptation.
Yeah. Well, so was 10 Things I Hate About You.
That one's Much Ado About Nothing.
I thought that one was Taming of the Shrew.
Fuck, god damn it, dude. These are two Shakespeare things.
It was definitely
I did not read.
It was definitely Shakespeare though. I remember that.
It's one of those two.
But also that's not a new movie though. But yeah, the comedy's making comeback. Yeah, they kind of are.
Yeah. I really wanted to see Ricky Slowicki.
Ricky Stenicki.
Stenicki.
I think it's on
But I heard it's really bad, and I got really sad.
Yeah,
but
like, everybody
really
says
funny.
every comedy is bad, though. So it's like, when people say a comedy movie's bad, I take that with a grain of salt because that just might not be their sense of humor.
I recently, like 2-3 days ago, watched Hot Tub Time Machine.
Did you like it?
Yeah, that movie is funny.
Yeah, it's funny. People said it fucking sucked.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's not.
People say it sucks.
It's very like.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think the second one sucks.
What are you gonna get blown away by it? Like no, but
it's just fun shenanigans.
Also, I forgot that
I like the cast too.
The cast is great, and I like how meta it is, and it's fucking it's got it's got Biff in it from Back to the Future.
Yeah,
you've got Chevy.
It had the other guy from Back to the Future also, the guy that played Marty's dad. He's the one that
Oh
loses
yeah,
his
I
arm.
didn't. Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
was
is that
talking
who
about.
you're talking about?
Biff.
Oh, okay,
My
not
bad.
Biff.
Marty's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the arm guy.
Yeah.
His name is fuck.
Crispin Glover.
Yes, that guy. So yeah, no, it's really meta, and I forgot that like a bunch of the like funny things that I said back in college came from that movie.
Oh, really?
Like,
so you watched it back in the day too.
I forgot that like that's yeah. It's not the first time I've seen it, but yeah. Anyway, Hot Tub Time Machine aside, we watch things like fuck, what's it called?
I don't know.
Neighbors. Which
I
is
haven't
really
seen
funny.
Neighbors.
I think that one holds up really
That's
well.
the one with Zac Efron, right?
Yeah, and Seth Rogen.
Okay. Seth Rogen's pretty hit or miss with me. That looks like a band.
Yeah. Is it? Where do I click?
I don't remember.
You should just say it.
Yeah, but you have it in Spanish.
No, I think I'm signed out.
Doesn't make sense.
I think I'm.
You're
No.
you're literally there. You're signed in.
Oh, then how come I can't? Icons for moderators. Let's do that.
That'll help.
Yep. Now I can go. Oh, right here. Hold on. I'll do it. All right, I did it.
Okay. Good.
Anyway.
All right.
Oh. So as a part of those movies, like I said, just going through a bunch of comedies, we put on Sisters, which was a movie with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, because they're like friends because they did fucking Weekend Update for a long time together, on SNL, and it's not the best movie and it's not the funniest movie, but it is. The reason I bring it up is because it's set in Orlando.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's not.
Was it filmed in Orlando?
No.
Oh.
It's filmed in New York. And
New York looks nothing like Orlando.
Well, it's the suburbs.
Oh, okay.
They do some establishing shots of like Lake Eola and stuff. And I drive. But it was fun though, because I kept on looking for like things that are obviously not in Orlando, right? Mm-hmm. For one, there's reference to basements, and I'm like, okay, right off the bat,
there are no basements.
You have not been to Florida if you think
there might be some in North Florida, but
I think it's incredibly rare.
Yeah, because you dig 2 feet and you hit water.
Yeah, like or they said something like, oh, the kid's downstairs. It's like, nope.
Unless you're on the second floor.
They go to the airport, and it's not our airport. It's just like a set or whatever.
Not MCO?
No. So anyway, yeah, it's filmed in New York. But the reason I bring it up is what I really appreciated about it is that it's a movie that's set in Orlando, and it's just because. It's not an old people joke. It's not a theme park thing. It's not we're going on vacation. Let's go to Orlando.
In Orlando.
It's just that, like, yeah, we live in Orlando. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? Respect. Because we're always the butt of the joke. Not this time,
Florida
baby.
Florida is always the butt of the joke, and especially Orlando.
Yeah. This time it's just, hey, whatever. They live in Orlando, and they like it, and they want to move there. Like, cool.
Did people feel some type of way about the Punisher movie taking place in Tampa?
Probably.
Were they like, oh, Tampa's not that bad, guys? Yeah. It's like, it's not great.
Yeah. I mean, because also like Punisher's like, we'll talk about it when we get there, but he's like, he's an iconic New York.
It's weird that they put him in Tampa, but they also filmed it in Tampa, so it's like kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, like Sisters is not filmed in Orlando at all. It's just, they came here. They might have just like bought stock footage for all I know. Mm-hmm. But no, what was fun is that there's a scene where they're driving a car and they're driving on iDrive, and it's one of those where like they film it and then they kind of green screened it.
Did it go past
the
giant McDonald's?
They go past Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh, okay.
Because you see the upside down building, or that's the
Wonderworks.
That's Wonderworks. You see this crooked building, which is Ripley's.
Yeah.
You see a couple other things, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's where they green screen.
But no worlds are just McDonald's.
No.
Damn it.
No. I think by that time they had already rebuilt it. No, actually, no. It would have been the new one.
Yeah, because it used to be the fun-looking one that looked like a giant French fry thing. Now it's just a big building, and it's like a lot over from where it used to be or something.
No, it's next door.
It's next door?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just built it next door.
It's so weird that they did that.
Anyway, movie's just okay. I just want to mention the Orlando thing, which I thought was funny. Also, Parks and Recreation. We just finished it, and now I'm super depressed because that show is one of the best sitcoms ever.
Mark sucks.
Oh, I forgot. You fucking haven't watched it. Mark is written out so quick, and he's never mentioned again.
He really drags the show down. He's so fucking boring.
You are so dumb because you know for a fact, because everyone's told you this, how much better the show gets as soon as he's gone. Because they introduced, after that, they bring 2 new characters.
Fuck Mark Brandanowitz.
I think he's mentioned exactly one time.
Do they kill him off, or does he like move away?
He moves away, and then they mention him like literally once after that.
Whoa.
In passing, and then that's it.
The thing is, I don't even dislike the actor. I just think the character sucks.
Yeah, no, the character does suck. They make him a little bit better in season 2. Have you gotten to season 2?
A little bit.
Okay, they make him a little bit better in season 2, and then by the end, you're like, oh, he was getting a little bit better, but I'm glad he's gone.
I think the furthest I've gotten was in like Leslie's dating the cop played by Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. So no, keep watching because by season 3 the show becomes perfect. It is better than The Office.
Whoa.
Take that. That's my hill for today.
But I have to get to season 3.
Yes. Well, seasons 1 and 2 are good. They're just you got to deal with Mark.
Fucking Mark, man.
Anyway,
every time he's on screen, it's a drag.
One of the best sitcom endings ever, and I think that should go in history as the best sitcom finale ever.
Whoa,
because
better than Friends.
Yeah, that finale doesn't do that much, does it? I don't remember.
Rachel moves away.
She gets off.
Gets off the plane. They love each other.
Ugh. Boring. You know what I mean? Predictable.
But Chandler and Monica, they get a house and they kind of move away though. They're the only ones that have a big change.
So.
And Phoebe marries Ant-Man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. God, he is so old.
But he doesn't look like it. He looks exactly how he looked on Friends.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, you remember he was in fucking Clueless?
Yeah.
And he was already the old guy. And he wasn't in the high school. He was the older college.
He still looks like that.
Yeah. Anyway, Parks and Rec, the finale, I'm not going to spoil it, but it actually takes its time. It's like a full hour.
Oh, okay.
And it goes through and it gives a send-off to every single character.
Even Mark.
Except for Mark.
Thank God.
Every single side character that's ever been on the show gets some sort of send-off.
Louis C.K.?
Louis C.K. comes back, but he's not in the finale.
This was before his whole thing.
He comes back though, 2 seasons later. Yeah.
Okay.
That was even the finale was before
he started jerking off in front of everybody.
Yep.
Or I guess while he was jerking off in front of everybody, but nobody knew it was happening yet.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, it was just a really touching finale. And I look at all of the other sitcoms that end very abruptly.
Oh, most of them do.
Or a very lighthearted gag episode, and you're like, okay, well, what's, you know what I mean?
Or the worst sitcom ending ever, How I Met Your Mother.
I don't mind that one.
Nah, I think it was a really good show. I think it was a really shit ending.
Yeah.
And it kind of it brought the show down a little bit.
I didn't mind it because I'm like, there's no good. There would have been no satisfying conclusion. We knew the mom was gonna die. We fucking knew it. That was projected.
Right afterwards though, it's I don't think we got enough time with her.
Well, and I just like the idea that he spent that whole time describing.
Well, then he just goes back to Robin.
Right, but because he was always in love with Robin. And
what does that say about?
You know what I like about the concept?
How would his kids actually react to that? Though?
I like that it's a big fuck you to the audience. It's not fucking important. This is a stupid sitcom. You know what I mean?
It's the name of the show.
Yeah, but it's not actually. It's just. But you know what? Okay. It's a Where's Mephisto? Basically, I'm just now realizing that this is a How I Met Your Mother.
The premise doesn't find him.
No, the premise doesn't matter. It's just a loose framework to tell funny stories.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It wasn't the best framework, though, because you had to know they'd lead to, some sort of dark ending.
I mean, I don't. It's whatever. The mom the assumption is she had passed for a while.
Right.
And so the kids are okay with it.
Yeah, we know you're in love with Aunt Robin, so go fuck her.
Yeah. Thanks for that 15-hour story. Go call Aunt Robin.
Go bring the blue
French horn.
French horn.
Anyway, so Parks and Rec, If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's one of the best shows ever. Just putting that out there. So, is Mephisto in it? There's one character who like you're supposed to like, but I always kind of hated. And he's just a real piece of shit.
Who?
He's Jeremy Jam.
Who the? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know why you're asking me.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be.
He's a side character. He's an antagonist for one season. He's just but he's kind of funny too. And then kind of.
I thought it was gonna be like John Ralphio or something.
No, John Ralphio's the fucking best. You haven't even met John Ralphio yet.
I know he's Sonic.
Yeah, he's so good. But no, where's Mephisto? No Mephisto in that show because that show is so fucking wholesome. Like all the characters are so lovable and they love each other and you buy it, and that's why I like it better than The Office.
Don't they pick on Jerry?
Yeah, but Jerry's such a wholesome, great character. He's like the nicest one, and that's what makes his character like extra special. Is that like
everyone's picking on him, but he's still like, oh come on, guys.
Yeah, and he's just like so lovable. But that's what I like about like this over The Office. Like they're kind of made tangentially by the same people.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
This was originally supposed to be a spinoff of The Office, but
no, it's like Parks and Rec. It's like the general consensus that those characters are like generally nice to each other for the most part, whereas The Office is like they're kind of mean to each other. It's very.
Well, I don't think any of The Office characters are likable. Like on a personal
level.
On
a personal level, no.
I don't enjoy. Like,
I enjoy watching them. I would not enjoy being friends with them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I feel no connect. Okay, so like, see, I saw The Office. I saw all of it. I binged it. It was the only show I've actually like really binged. So like, I had nothing else going on in my life at the time.
Right.
I one time watched an entire season in a day, plus some other episodes around it.
I did that with Game of Thrones.
So, yeah, shorter season though. I'm talking about 24 episodes.
True.
Anyway, I like The Office. It's never called me to go back to it because I'm not personally attached to the characters. You know what I mean? Like I have nothing calling me back except for like, oh yeah, there's good laughs. I know there's good laughs.
There's good laughs. I do like the characters. I would not be friends with them though.
Yeah.
It's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia though. They're not likable, but we fucking enjoy watching them.
Yeah, but you would want they're okay, but it's a little bit.
Would you want to be friends?
I think it's different. I don't know. The Office characters are just bland enough that like they're funny and you like their shenanigans. But like I have just no interest in
I don't want to be in their personal life.
Yeah. If you put on an Office, I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. It's just like,
and you'll probably laugh a little.
And I'll laugh. Yeah. I watched.
It's a good sitcom.
I watched the entire show. You know, but Parks and Rec is better. So that's it for us, you guys, on Where's Mephisto. Sorry if you wanted to rebut one more time.
No, I'm good.
But you should know. You know what? Are you almost done with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I'm in the middle of season 4.
So you're like exactly halfway, pretty much.
Pretty much exactly halfway.
God damn it. Anyway, make Parks and Rec a
little over halfway though.
Priority.
There's 7 seasons, not 8.
Okay.
So
make this a priority because you're gonna love it.
And it's something new, so new to me.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we'll be back next time with God knows what. In the meantime, come hang out with us on our Discord. Thanks for watching and supporting us on Patreon.
Yes.
And we will on the regular show, Films in the Phantom Zone, we'll be doing the Wolverine next. So come tune in for that. And goodbye.
Bye.
I'm tired.
That was a short stream.
Yeah. I'm surprised we killed an hour on this. All right, guys. If you're here on Twitch, thanks for hanging out. It's my bedtime, so I'll see you guys maybe soon, maybe this weekend, so I can kind of keep. I got to finish Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, you got to finish Spider-Man 2 so we can do